So today I would like to talk about something no other YouTuber that I've seen is talking about. Today we will be discussing Sony's mass layoffs, why the layoffs happened, and what this could mean for Funimation as well as their viability in the streaming market. But before we get into it, please like, comment, and subscribe. The channel took an extended vacation, but now it's time to start growing the channel again, and we can't do it without your help. So if you wouldn't mind sharing this video, we'd greatly appreciate it. Before we talk about Sony's mass layoffs, we need to go back to the year 2015 to understand what led up to the layoffs. MLB Advanced Media is a partnership of club owners of Major League Baseball, and in February of 2015, MLB Advanced Media had decided to spin off its streaming technology division as an independent company. The company that would be made from this spinout is known as BAMTech. Disney would then come in and buy BAMTech, which would then be absorbed into DTCI, Direct to Consumer International, which would then become Disney Streaming Services. Disney Streaming Services provided streaming technology for many clients, one of them being Sony Interactive's PlayStation Vue. Sony would find themselves in a tough situation following Disney's purchase of a majority share of Hulu in March 2019. Disney acquiring Hulu made Sony a direct competitor, meaning PlayStation Vue could no longer be a client of Disney streaming services because it would be a conflict of interest. Sony had two options if they wanted to remain in the streaming wars. They could either invest in the technology to stream their product themselves, or they could find another company to do it for them. However, Sony would choose to do neither of those options. In October 2019, Sony announced it would be shutting down PlayStation Vue in January 2020. Choosing to shut down PlayStation Vue so fast meant Sony had backed out of many contracts. An inside source at Disney Streaming Services has told me that Sony's offices are completely empty in San Francisco, and that Sony has indeed laid off many workers, with few still retaining their jobs. I know what many of you are wondering now. What about Funimation? Well, as many of you know, Sony bought Funimation in July of 2017. In September of 2019, Sony and Aniplex, a subsidiary of Sony Music Entertainment Japan, had announced a global anime streaming merger. The announcement of the streaming merger made it clear that they would be distributing content through Funimation's streaming service. This doesn't sound bad. There's just one problem. A lot of brand new animes that would be exclusive to Funimation are instead co-exclusive to both Funimation and Hulu. This is because back in 2018, Funimation and Hulu made a very large multi-year deal to bring brand new anime, both subbed and dubbed, to Hulu from Funimation. That's now twice Disney's purchase of Hulu has pretty much screwed Sony over. So finally, what does this mean for Funimation? Well, if anyone was hoping for Funimation's streaming service to be integrated into PlayStation Vue, your hopes have been crushed. When Sony decided to no longer try to keep things going with PlayStation Vue, it showed that they aren't willing to invest a lot of money into their ventures once they start failing. And with there being a lot of competitors in the anime streaming market, that's not the best news if you're Funimation. Because if another company goes and fucks Sony in the anime streaming market, like Disney did in the regular streaming market, that could be it for Funimation. Personally, it wouldn't bother me to see that happen, but what do you think? Do you think that Sony/Funimation will stand the test of time in the anime streaming market? Do you think they'll fail miserably? Or do you think that Disney will find another way to fuck Sony? Tell us in the comments section. There will be links in the description to my sources. More importantly, there will be a link in the description to my Patreon where you can give me money just 'cause. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video and help feed me by donating to our Patreon.